Hey guys and welcome. My name is Robert Szentes and this beautiful lady is Uli.
Oh.
And in this video, I'm going to talk about limiting beliefs. What are limiting beliefs? And this question comes from you. We appreciate your questions. Keep them coming. So what are limiting beliefs? Beliefs are your way of relating to the world, and whatever you believe about life will become yours to experience. That's a script to your life. A belief is your conviction. A belief is what is true for you. A belief is something that keeps you safe at night or makes you worried at night.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you believe about the world, whether it's a nice place, a safe place, or it's a crazy place, these are beliefs. Whatever you believe about yourself, do you believe that you're a good person? Do you believe that you're a certain way? Do you believe that you deserve to make money? These are all beliefs. The limiting beliefs are opposites that actually talk you out of things. They will talk you out of prosperity. They will talk you out of forward movement. They will talk you out of opportunities, right? I appreciate that.
They self-sabotage.
That's what self-sabotage most people. But maybe you can identify the first few hundred of the limiting beliefs, but what happens is that underneath them there's thousands more.
But don't you think it's really hard to discover them on your own, especially at first, because you're kind of like inside of that box?
Yeah.
And unless somebody else looks at you and says, hey, you said this is not working out, so why don't you look at this belief? It's really hard. I think for me it was very hard at first to identify this on my own,
Yeah.
because I felt like I'm inside of this box, like I said, and I cannot see out of it. So you kind of really need someone from the outside to assist you with that, especially at first. Once you become the master of this, then you catch them left and right.
Yeah, you catch them left
at
and right.
first that was not easy.
So to keep it simple, a limiting belief is a belief about you, about other people, about your financial situation, about your relationship, and about the world and different contexts. Anything that gives you a negative emotion, anything that kind of keeps you go back to your shell, back to your safe zone, and not feel good about.
Anything that keeps you stuck.
Anything that keeps you stuck. Let me give you an example. Very common. I'm not going to be saying anything that you haven't heard before. Like people say you're not good enough or we are not good enough, right? That's a limiting belief. But the problem is that these limiting beliefs don't just exist by themselves. They typically come in clusters. So even if I sat down with you as a coach and you told me, I don't feel like I'm good enough, all right? I wouldn't be satisfied just by helping you eliminate or rephrase that limiting belief, because I know there's like 50 others underneath it. So a limiting belief is fairly complex. Actually, it's very complex. But when you learn, you'll be able to like identify them layer by layer.
But they always prove you right too, until you
totally
work through.
So in other words, I love what you said. If you feel that you're not good enough, it's going to change your habits. It's going to change your behaviors. It's going to change how you show up in the world. And it's going to prove to you that you're not good enough. Now, it's only your perception. It's only your way of seeing the world, but it will be true for you. And that's why a lot of people that are very, successful, they have a lot less limiting beliefs than the ones that are not successful. That's also true for relationships. It's also true for health. And these beliefs are very interestingly, they intertwine into our identities. They intertwine or like interpenetrate our psyche or the unconscious. And as I said, after the first few hundred, it becomes very difficult to identify. If you're not a trained professional, it's impossible.
Also because so many personas on top of that are hiding those limiting beliefs.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have a limiting belief that in order for you to like be safe and accepted in your community, you cannot outshine others, right? That's a limiting belief, very common. People have a fear of outshining others because in their mind, the belief is that it's unsafe, it's uncool, it's selfish. All of these are limiting beliefs. And of course, the person will act it out, and the result will be, the byproduct will be that they will stay small, that they will say no to opportunities. And then as the years pass by, the limiting belief will prove itself even more true.
Yes.
And they're going to feel resigned. They're going to feel
angry,
resentful, because they didn't identify the limiting beliefs when it was time.
Because they were holding themselves back. They kept themselves small.
Yep. All right. So I think that's it, right? I mean, hopefully that was...
I think that was a pretty good explanation.
All right, guys. So keep them coming. Yeah, we love you. And our intention is for you to like really start tapping into your unconscious, find your inner power, find your true self, find the drive, find the motivation, so that you can rise above the existing, fears and whatnot, and then you could manifest, what you want.
Well, bottom line is, I mean, if you look at your life, whatever, is great, then don't worry about it. But if there are things in your life that are not good, then there is something to be examined. It's actually, I mean, it's simple and it's not simple.
Yeah.
But, if you want better finances, then you need to look at, why are my finances not the way I need them to be?
Yeah. If you're in a relationship and you want to improve, like, what do you believe to be true? A lot of men have thousands of limiting beliefs about women. Women are this, women are that. These are all probably 90% of them are false. That's why they're limiting, because they limit you from having a good relationship. Mm-hmm. Many women have thousands of limiting beliefs about men, and I'm sure you could, relate, but those need to go. If you want to be happy, if you want to like really live a harmonious relationship, you cannot afford to have these limiting beliefs. Cool? That's it.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye.